We're doing the thing. Let me scoot into my chair. Doing the thing. We got the TikToks over here. It's gonna fall out of the stand here. All right, let's pull this over, put this here. Yeah, we'll do a little more fantasy impromptu. We're gonna get to the point where we actually know how to play this song. I'm gonna try to learn a little bit more of this by. Hey, we already got some good TikTok numbers. How's it going, everybody? So that we just do that one vice. We getting some likes, thank you. Then we do. All right, let's do that all by memory. So your live can get more people? Oh, thank you, Finn. Really appreciate it. I am noticing that is kind of the meta of TikTok is you get the likes going and then that gets more people in. What is it? That's the problem. Yes, we do. We got. Yeah, I want to get this memorized so I can just have it in my head. How's with HR2? I don't know what that means. Wow, Finn, you're moving the needle. We're getting the likes going on there. We're getting up people up here. Somebody else needs to join this like thing going on TikTok. Apparently that's how TikTok works these days. Oh, Hungarian Rhapsody 2. Yeah, we'll jump over there. Let's get this first part set up. Let's get this memorized. And then we'll go over to Hungarian Rhapsody number 2. Yeah, that is a little creepy. I'm not gonna lie, when to change. Appreciate it, Finn, for the follow. Appreciate the follow. Lynn Maxwell, Owen, tons of people popping over here on TikTok. Love it. Wow, that's tuberculosis has a distinct spell. Hey, sad but true. Try to play the Bunny Girl Senpai opening. Yeah, we could take a look at that. Bunny Girl Senpai. All right, and then we'll go over to Hungarian Rhapsody number 2. So one, da, da, da. You'd be the first person that played on live after you asked. Good. Thanks, Breezy. That's kind of the hope of it. Ooh, we got 22 watching over here on the YouTubes. Let's keep it rolling. Schubert Impromptu? Sure. 3-4. There was some 6-8, and then there was some 4-4. Schubert Impromptu. Why not? SZ Gabor. We got some YouTube happen. Megalovania. We can do a Megalovania. Everybody loves Megalovania. All right, here's Schubert Impromptu. As-Dur. So A minor. Or wait, hold on. What is As-Dur? Is that A flat? Yeah, it's A flat major. I'm sorry. Just thanks Breezy. One of my hopefully most winsome traits is just being a blatant American. No apologies. Maybe that's not cute. ES. Okay. All right. I get it. That's the minor one, right? That makes me feel a little better. Ooh, nice. Modal mixture for people. There we go. All right, Megalovania. We can do some Megalovania. You can still confuse it with ES. Yeah, it happens. It happens. Who doesn't? Am I on TikTok as well right now? Yes, I am. We got 8 people over on TikTok. I think we're cruising over here. We got 15 over here on the YouTubes. We're cruising on both. Have I learned any Chopin ballades? No, the short answer is no. I started learning the first one just a little bit on stream. At some point, if I get consistent enough, maybe we'll just pick certain ones. Thank you, Breezy. We'll just pick certain ballades to do. Schubert Impromptu in E flat major. Yeah, we can take a look at that. And then Light My Fire. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I'll actually pull up the transcript this time of Light My Fire. I'm pretty sure that if you tell them, if you do requests from people, they will come to your live. Like actually put that in the text. We could do that. Let's see. No, that doesn't work. Had to check out the angle. Oh, hey, Chopin enthusiast. Yes, now you can get both. You can get both angles. Hit the road jack. All right. So yeah, I've started learning ballades before. I haven't really. I have not really gotten super into the ballades. I never did them in college or any of that. So. You know that it would be untrue. You know that I would be a liar if I were to say to you, come on, baby, light my fire. Oh, yeah. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Yep. Try to set the night on fire. Yeah, no, Light My Fire is a good one. We'll do E flat, don't worry. And then we got the sad part, right? And then, yep. Circle of Success. I like that name. Lights by Journey. You ask and nobody plays it. Yeah, we can do that. Just to answer a previous thing, I think somebody was saying on TikTok about why I don't put requests. I generally don't put requests because I'm someone you loved. We could do that. As funny as it is, because we're playing a lot of requests right now, please the full. We don't have time for the full. I'm sorry, but we just did a lot of it. Let's see. See if we can do. Oh, here we go. Here's a piano one. I don't put requests because of exactly what just happened with SC Gabor. I want to help people and I enjoy playing things and I enjoy just doing stuff. but at the same time, I want to give people a chance to ask questions and to engage, as opposed to just it turning into just me playing a bunch of songs. I'm not as interested in just playing a bunch of songs as just engaging with people and having fun. So I'll do some requests, but I might play classical instead or just talk. And I don't want people to get the wrong idea. So the goal is a talk stream every time. It's not entirely. Like, I wouldn't mind a classical playing it. No, I appreciate it, Finn. Thanks so much. Take it easy. Go on about your day. The request being prelude in C# minor, I love that request. That's the other reason. I want to be able to take those requests. We ran out of space here. Into preview. That's all we get of this, but you get it. Do you want to hear rock prelude in C# minor, or do you want to hear Hungarian Rhapsody number 2? Hey, Rel. Oh, thanks for that. Thanks for the nice job. It's good to have TikTok closer because I can't actually read that far away. I probably need to start wearing glasses. I have glasses. I just don't wear them because they're a pain. All right, we're just gonna learn some. We're gonna learn some Hungarian Rhapsody number 2 because that's one that I really should learn. If a genie had to grant you a wish between these two, which would you choose? Mastery of one instrument in all scales or mastery of all instruments? You had to leave for a minute? Unacceptable, Wind of Change. Totally unacceptable. No, that's totally fine. Which would you choose? Mastery of one instrument in all scales or mastery of all instruments in only one scale? This is an interesting question. I'm going to give you an answer and then I'm going to explain it. Golden Hour? Yeah, we can do Golden Hour. I'm going to do a little Hungarian Rhapsody first, but don't worry, I will play Golden Hour. Here's what I would say about that. It's very easy for me. It's mastery of one instrument in all scales. And here's the reason why. I don't think you quite realize how limiting it is to only be able to play in one scale. And the funny thing is, if the only instrument you played one scale in was piano, you probably would be okay. Because your ability to transpose on the piano is kind of ridiculous with technology. And so you could do that. I know people who do that. There's actually even very famous piano players that cannot play in all 12 keys because you just abuse that transpose button. But what I would say is the ability to have all those different keys, you can transpose to different keys for different singers. Very cool. Composition does not work as well if you only know one key. It's just true. So that's what I would say. There are some niche cases where mastery of all instrument, only one scale would actually work. Like let's say you're a music producer, you could totally like play each of the instruments and then maybe just pitch the whole song up or down. So it's not to say that that's a completely obvious answer, but if you love playing music live, I think it is a pretty obvious answer. And that's not entirely what I'm saying. You can't compose the type of music I want to compose with only one scale. Schoenberg, of course, notably said that there are still thousands of songs waiting to be written in C major. So it can happen. C418 did. I mean, basically C418 is who you're describing with the one key in some ways. I know he didn't write in one key, but you get the idea. All right, and then this one part I want to practice. So it's okay, so we got that. Okay, we got it now. And then it's all right, how about some golden hour? All right, that's a little bit golden hour. All right, now we'll do the next part. Let's try that again. Third movement? Yeah, we can do third movement, Beethoven. Did you like that, Rel? game called Speedrunner on the Switch? No, I haven't. Let me make a note of that. Oh, thank you. Speedrunner. Yeah, I should ask, but I also already know. Speedrunners. Okay. Random point of the day. Long sleeves make you look more professional and elegant. Yes, it's true. But you can't show off your muscles as much. You missed my music? Well, Carboculus. Play a B major and an F major scale together? My pleasure. Isn't that beautiful? It's so beautiful. Do you do requests? Yeah, I mean, you can absolutely ask for a request. Like someone just asked on YouTube if I could play B major and F major scale together, and it was the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. Stairway to Heaven? Yeah, we could totally do Stairway to Heaven. Yuri on Ice? Is this a song? Oh, it is a song. Beautiful. Sure. And then, yep, down there. All right, we'll go back to... Is that all I get? Okay, no, I get more. Alright, that's one that I've never ever actually played or heard before, but that gives you some idea of how that sounds. That's the beauty of sight reading. Have you ever heard this song, Wind of Change? Stairway to Heaven? It's a great song. Led Zeppelin. Oh, thank you, Carboculus, Michael. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for the gift. Donation, whatever they're called. Wait, okay, and then, okay, I know what we gotta do. Here for you, Chirag. Man, why am I forgetting? Hold on. I need a little bit of help to remind me of how Highway to Hell goes. I have literally played Highway to Hell on Easter Sunday. Odd story for another day. There we go. All right, just subscribed. Oh, thank you so much. First time. That is the rule around here, that if the Black Ops zombie theme, yeah, we could do that. How do you find out the key center of a song or piece without any instrument nearby? There's a few different ways that you could do that. A lot of times I think of a song that I just know how it sits in my voice. Do, 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 do. I'm going to Wichita. See, and I even sang a little bit too low, a little half step away. So if you don't have perfect pitch, oh, you were asking the key center though. That's a lot easier actually. So if you just need to know actually the exact note, you kind of have to either have perfect pitch or you have to have a song that just sort of sits in your ears. And for me, again, on a given day, I'm a half step or right on. So today I was one half step too low, but here's the note, da, 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 da. So then if I think of the song or I hear the song, then I can relate it to this E and I can figure out from there. But to answer your question a little bit more specifically, I'm going to know the answer right away because I'm going to look up the Black Ops zombie theme. But for you playing along at home, I will teach you how you can kind of figure out what the key center is. Rush E or Rush C sharp, yeah, we'll look at that and then we'll do Prelude in C sharp minor. Exactly. Is it actually wind of change, or is that just a joke? I'd be very happy if it is. Okay, now, you hear this. Minor, right? And then da 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 da. You can hear that minor, and then da 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 da, right? Yada. So that's a major third, right? Da da. So then you go, okay, where's the major thirds in a key? You got one between 6 and 4, and you have one between 3 and 3 and 1, right? And so then you go, okay, what does it sound more like? It sounds more like 6 to 4, especially since then we go to the middle note in between. And then we get that. So we end up with 4, 5, 6. And then you can work backwards and you can go, okay, if I know this is an E and that's 6, then the key signature is going to be G major. That's going to be the idea there. I like the idea. We're just going to say Rush C sharp is, let's see, Axel just followed me. Oh, thanks so much, Axel, over on TikTok. Can you play Gata only? It might get trickier when they use harmonic. Okay, so here's the thing about, I want to teach you guys something very important about learning music by ear. And really learning music by any method. It actually can't get trickier. Let me explain. The moment you stop using traditional rules for playing music, you're actually making it easier to track what's happening. Because if you're breaking all the rules, now I know you're a rule breaker and you're going to inevitably start following your own rule set that is different than normal music. Now, there of course are some examples where this doesn't quite work, but for the most part, that's actually really how it works, is effectively the very breaking of the rules teaches you how they do it. Now, again, a lot of this is going to be about different things. How are we doing, big man? I have a chord progression. How do I find the key that I'm in? Very good question. If you give me a specific example, we can do that a little bit more succinctly, but we don't have to. Yes, exactly when to change. Like Chopin's Neapolitan 6. Yeah, when you use a chord, a thing a lot, it makes it actually really, really easier to do. 1x, 1x, 1x. Whatever you want to do. I mean, that'll make it a little easier, but I'm happy to answer the question in the abstract too. All right, here's Is got a cat? Is that right? Yeah. Okay, we're gonna start with an easy one, and then we'll do a harder one for you, Trojan Frog, just to give you an idea of this. Oh, Trenzo. All right, hold on. Let me do Dearly Beloved real fast. Actually, this is a really easy one to work on this with. Unpopular but good chord progression, since there are many popular chord progression. Oh, thanks, first time. Yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good. Okay, let's talk through Dearly Beloved for a second. Good, Axel. I'm glad that this is making you want to go play. That's the highest compliment, even if it means that you stop listening to the stream and go practice. It's the hardest song. All right, so let me talk through this. Okay, so we have A flat major, then B flat major, and then E flat major, and then C minor. This one's an easy one to do because it's diatonic, right? It's all chords within the key. Now, how do we actually work backwards though? Let's just say we came up with this chord progression, right? We were hit by inspiration. We forgot that we just were playing Kingdom Hearts. And we were hit by inspiration. We came up with A flat major, B flat major, E flat major, C minor. What we'd start doing is we'd start taking a tally of all the notes. So the first thing we go is we have A flat, C, E flat, right? But then we also have B flat, D, F. Okay, all right, that already gives us 6 notes. When we go to E flat major, E flat, G, B flat, now we have a G in there as well. So now we have G, A flat, B flat, C, D, E flat, F. Oh, guess what? That's all the notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What key has 3 flats? If you type that in to the internet, you're gonna get E flat major. Beautiful. Okay, well, you just figured out what key your thing is in, right? Right? So that's the really easy, obvious case. I'm going to do Wind of Changes, and then I'm going to come up with a crazy one on the spot for us to mess around too. So here's Wind of Changes. B minor, F sharp, G, D, C sharp minor, F sharp minor, F sharp 7 to B minor. Okay, now, there's 2 ways that we could go about doing this. The first, we're gonna try the same way that I just did. So we have B, D, F sharp, and then we also have F sharp, A sharp, C sharp, E, right? So we add those all together, and we have almost all the notes. And then we have G. Okay, so we have B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, A sharp, B. Okay, so we could just stop there and say it's in B harmonic minor, right? Isn't Locrian diminished tonic? It is. It is. That's why nobody writes in Locrian, because it's basically very, very challenging to make it sound good, because it doesn't sound quite right, because it's odd, it's weird. Okay. So you could do that, but oh, and Trojan Frog, you can always pop in the Discord and ask more in-depth questions. It makes it a little bit easier to answer certain things. And there's a lot of very helpful people that will probably even hop on it before I even get to it. Okay, so let's say instead you want to do this really, really straightforward. The really, really straightforward way to do it is find your dominant chords. So we have 3 categories. We have tonic, we have predominant, and we have dominant. Let's talk through those real quick. We've got tonic. Tonic is going to be the 1 chord. So in minor, it's this, right? Where in B minor, it's this. Or it could be the 6th chord, which which in this case is flat 6, right? 1, flat 6, 1. That's tonic. The second most important one is dominant. The dominant chord sets up resolving to the tonic, and that's going to be your 5 chord or your 7th chord. Now, again, you're like, but I want to find the key. I don't know what the numbers are. You don't have to know what the numbers are. You have to know what the function of the chord is and what it does, and that'll tell you. This is actually how jazz people find what key they're in, right? So like, let's imagine you're playing giant steps. It is basically how it feels, but all of that is math. When we say that something feels a certain way, so this is my personal theory. You don't have to agree with me, but to me, okay, so I want to get into that too, when to change, because there's a really interesting theory that 7 doesn't actually exist, but we'll get into that in a second. I like conspiracy theories like that. 7 doesn't actually exist. But okay, let's talk about the feeling and the objective reality. The objective reality is there is math. There is a heavy amount of math involved in music. And that math basically sets the rules of what we think are filled chords. Yeah, that's actually not a bad, 7 doesn't exist. That might be too niche though. This chord doesn't exist. Ooh, this chord doesn't exist. Ooh, there we go. Okay. I think I need to try that. Dominant is a lie. Man. See, the problem is that's you're already in a music crowd at that point, and you need a little bit more broad audience appeal. Okay. Back to subjective versus objective for a second, and then we'll get back to the chord thing. That's what 7 wants to think, but he ran off to Mexico after what he did to 8. Exactly. I mean, 7, 8, 9, so got to get out of there. Okay. There is math underneath the music, and that math gives a lot of insight on how you feel, because our brains are incredible. We're basically processing this auditory math, and we're deciding how we feel about it. And in general, for the most part, things that are simple math make us feel better than things that are complicated math. So when I play this, our brain goes, oh, that's so nice. Why? Because that's some really nice, simple math. When I go like this, though, immediately I go, ooh, that's less, because that's more complicated math, right? 8 is tonic too then, there you go. Jesu, Joy of Man's Desiring, yeah, I'll throw it on there. We can do some Jesu, Joy of Man's Desiring. That's a good one. Now, how does this get back to the chord progression thing? Dominant 7th chords are pretty much always 5 chords. No, and me too. I like it too. And that's where, sorry, I was cutting the subjective versus objective conversation a little short. Just because that's what the math says doesn't mean you can't recontextualize it. So for example, a major 7th chord is a great example of that. When we play a major 7th chord, all of us jazzy people go, oh, that's beautiful. It's a pretty tense chord. But in context, when you just went, then it feels like a resolution. And that really, a lot of it is contextual. Yes. And you can get to the point where you almost want that anti-hero arc, right? You almost want that lack of a resolution. You can get that messed up. I know I'm kind of that messed up. But it doesn't deny the fact that there's effectively an objective layer to music that's underneath it. And then on top of it, there's the subjective layer of how you feel about it. And that's culturally defined and personally defined. Thanks for helping me geek out better about music. Yeah, Trojan Frog. So just to finish up on the chord progression, you want to try to determine where your tonic is. And the best way to determine where your tonic is one of two ways. You can either just decide where does it feel good to rest. That's one way to do it. Or you can think about where do you feel a resolution? Where do you feel like you're going from this tense place to a more resolved place? Both will kind of lead you to the same answer because they both should reinforce each other. There are certain chord progressions though where they don't reinforce each other, and that brings up a concept called tonicization. But anyway. Dominant resolution. It feels both resolved and tense and at the same time. That's what I'm having troubles with. Yeah. What's a good start to learning? So you can have some fun. For Chadster, a good song to learn. I don't know. Depends on what you're into, to be honest. If you're trying to learn pop right now, actually Golden from the K-pop Demon Hunters is a pretty nice song and pretty straightforward. If you're trying to learn like more classical, maybe like Für Elise or Something to Make My Wife Fall For Me Again. Oh boy, that's an intense thing. Tub Thumpers. I get knocked down, but I get up again. There you go. Exactly. Honestly, El Cuarto de Tula is a really good song, but probably something more like Hallelujah. That'd be a great choice, actually. I think Hallelujah would be a great one to learn. Okay, can you play a Japanese song? Chai Roy Risana. Let's see if I can track it down. That's sometimes the hardest part. I did not find it with that name, by the way. Toka Uma Seresta AI. Am I an AI? Or is that a song? Play a Serenade? Mephisto Waltz? I do owe a rock in C sharp minor to Wind of Change. So we're gonna go over there. Yeah, A7. I love chord progressions that don't actually ever resolve. that's right. You used Portuguese before? Oh, it's all good. This interview still makes me laugh. I don't even know what you're referring to. Let's see. I think it's F major, but the end I resolve on C, which is weird. Want to just hear it and tell me if I got it right? Yeah, probably. Mori no Chisana. Horowitz's? Yeah, I love Horowitz. Horowitz interviewing is hilarious. I came and he was sitting there. He was crazy, you know? Yes, that's true. Is that one of the meme songs? I have no clue. No clue. Yeah, Horowitz is a riot. He's an absolute riot. All right. Well, I need to actually go and do some real stuff as well as streaming. But I appreciate you all. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Tomorrow I am potentially going to be raising a barn. And so it may take a little bit. It's popular now, good. But anyway, like, subscribe, follow, helps out a ton. Peace out, everybody. I've got videos coming. We're going to make it kind of probably a meme video soon. Bye, bye, bye. Ba, ba, da, 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 da. Something like that. Yeah, there's a video on what type of technique you should use that I just did about basically using your fingers versus your arms. I think it's a really pretty decent video. So check that out. Hop on the Discord if you want. That way you can just stay connected and get different things. But till next time, peace out, everybody. Bye. Oop, there we go. Bye, bye, bye. Let me get around here all the way over. This is the one thing I haven't figured out.